Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. It took me a couple extra minutes. I had to reboot my phone. It wasn't allowing me to go into Facebook and do what I needed to do to show up for you today. So, reboot it was. Good morning, Susan. Welcome. Glad you are here. So, let's see. 6:24 a.m. And it is good. Happy August. Good morning, Rebecca. Glad you are here. Welcome to August. So, we have a card today from the Earth Magic deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here. Welcome. Everybody's starting to roll in. And if you look at the cover photo, I mean, she is nature. She is nature, right? Good morning to the couple of you that kind of slipped past, I think. She's holding a bunny. She's got an owl over her shoulder. There's a butterfly or a moth. Good morning, CJ. Glad you are here. Thank you for the star and the sun. Much appreciated. So let's just settle in because this is a really nice card. So nice deep breaths. Good morning, Gwen. In through the nose. Abdomen rising and falling. Out through the mouth. To the point now. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Where your body, when you first begin to breathe this way, goes, oh, time to relax, time to focus, time to settle in, time to take a little time for me. Your body already begins to get trained up to do that once you start breathing this way. Again, this is an awesome tool to use when you're stressed about something. Good morning, Lucy. Glad you're here. And the secret is remembering to use it. That is the secret. So oftentimes if I'm working with clients, they'll talk about a stressful event and how uncomfortable they were. And I'll say, did you try your breathing? Did you do your tapping? Etc. And they get the goofy look on their face like, oops, forgot. And our subconscious mind kind of actively works against us remembering that because it doesn't like change. It likes to keep things the way they are. If stressed is who your subconscious mind thinks you are, stressed is how it wants you to stay. So we just have to figure out how we're going to work with that subconscious mind so that it isn't driving the bus. We get to drive the bus. It gets to be a passenger. Good morning, Peggy. Welcome. Glad you are here. So again, Earth Magic. Earth Magic is our deck for today. Stephen D. Farmer. And our card, first I want to show you the back because I just love that. So Tree of Life, as above, so below. As within, so without. So nice image for today. Our card for today is Eagle, Communion. And you can see the man and the eagle connecting, and you can see the orbs of energy in between them. So this is the card that we're working with today. Here's what it says. Eagle, Communion. And I'll show you again because it's going to talk about the card. Here the man and the eagle make contact through their eyes and their spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to Eagle Brother, who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It's an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, one of both spirit and flesh. Yet it's ultimately this deep spiritual kinship that connects them, formed from their recognition of the sacredness of this bond. Eagle spirit is often associated with the highest and noblest, encouraging us to let our spirits soar. Good morning. Welcome, Cheryl. Through this communion, we know that we can touch the sky. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. It kind of sounds like my tagline, right? Capable of far more than you think you are. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. And I had an awesome experience of that yesterday afternoon when a whole bunch of people came together in a circle to discuss building affordable housing, affordable, attainable, green, etc. housing, and how pleased people were that this project is taking off and how much support they had to offer, whether verbally, whether financially, whether physically, whatever, a whole lot of energy to get the project continued moving forward. We're intimately related to all of life on the planet. Hear that again. We are intimately related to all of life on the planet. And it's through communing with any expression of life that we realize how vitally connected we all are. Which is why when people are connected to the earth and all of the inhabitants, they do such a better job of conducting their life in a way that doesn't mess up the rest of it, right? As human beings, we have been abysmal in terms of doing our share to protect Mother Earth and all the inhabitants. I see some of that changing. Hopefully it's fast enough to make a difference. But any little bit we can do is important. Any little bit we can do is important. So, here's a suggestion for how you can use this process. Whenever you experience a heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life, plant, animal, human, or anything else, I like talking to the rocks. I'm a tree person too. It is only then that you can truly feel how your life force is similar to that life force that is all around you. It is only a matter of differences in form. An essence is articulated into the physical world in a multitude of ways that is the same in everything and everyone, although it manifests in various shapes and characteristics. This essence is spirit emanating from the core of all things. Hear that again. This essence is spirit emanating from the core of all things. It is our essential being. Rocks, yes, love rocks. And excuse TJ, apparently he's not loving someone outside, but he'll settle in a bit. It's probably the lady across the kitty corner who has 2 little dogs, and he's not a little dog fan. Communion with nature is essential for you now. Good morning, Courtney. Glad you are here. Communion with nature is essential for you now. Take some time to do an open-eyed meditation with a nearby animal or plant. Okay, so right now, I'm sure you have something in your environment that's natural. Cindy's got seashells, CJ's got rocks, some of you have plants maybe sitting near where you are. Pick one of those things right now. We're going to do this process with TJ serenading us in the background. Pine cones? Pine cones? Yes, absolutely. I'm looking at my desk. What do I have? I have rocks. I have 3 plants. I have some lichens, some feathers, some berries from a plant outside. So yeah, I've foraged a whole bunch of stuff. Just pick one. Just pick one. Feathers. Yes, feathers. Squirrel outside your window. Awesome. Okay, so relax your body as much as possible. Breathe consciously. So do some of your nice deep belly breaths. Settle into this moment right here, right now, being conscious. And keep your attention on the life form you are communing with. I love that idea, life form. We're all life forms, right? Everything, even the things that we have historically viewed as inanimate, rocks. A life form. It is a life form, all right? So keep your attention focused on that life form. After a few moments, you may notice a sense of the boundaries dissolving, a melding of the I and thou. You may even receive messages or impressions as you find yourself in the flow of unspoken communication. So I'd like you to do that. If you're not holding that object or touching that object, if you can, maybe touch that object. Or set the intention in your mind that you're touching that object. Like for the squirrel outside the window, for Cheryl, imagine that you're holding that squirrel in your hand. Just feel those little scratchy paws, holding that squirrel in your hand. And you're just connecting energetically with that being. Even if they don't seem to be paying attention to you, don't worry. There's a connection. And just feel that connection. And as you feel that connection, pour more energy into it. Those of you who took, good morning, Diane. Those of you who took my clutter clearing class, Lightening Your Load, remember that we did this often with objects. We'd hold them and exchange energy with them. We send our energy into them. We imagine them sending their energy into us. And then we paid attention. How did that influence our energy? Did our energy increase, decrease, stay the same. Just connecting with that life form. I like that word better, life form. Let's not call it object, let's call it life form. Because when we call it life form, we feel that connection to it. We are of it, it is of us, we are all of spirit, and spirit is within all of us. It's all connected. Any separation is arbitrary. We've created that. We've created the us and them. We've created the black and the white, the here and the there. We've created all that. There's actually a melding of all. A melding of all. Just feel that. Feel that in your spirit. Feel that in your core. Morning, Bobby. Glad you're here. We're doing a communion with a natural object. Yes, all that separation is illusion. We're all connected. We are all of spirit. Spirit is of us. This natural object that you're holding and working with, this life form, whether it's a rock or a feather or a piece of fruit or a plant, even your cup of coffee could count. They were beans at one point, right? Just connecting to all of that, feeling it, sharing energy with it. And notice how when you connect with it, when you're in communion with it, when you're feeling the life energy of it and sharing your life energy with it, it's much harder to discount it, mistreat it, take advantage of it. Share love. Share you with this object. Being in communion. Again, that sense that the boundaries that we've created between it and us are artificial. They dissolve. We feel that oneness. And now I want you to notice in your body, how do you feel in communion with this other life form? How does that feel to you? Does it energize you? Does it deplete you? What does it do for you, to you? How does that feel? Because you can then try other life forms. Okay, so maybe you started with a rock. Maybe you now shift to a feather. How is that energy different? When you share it calms. Okay, so Cindy feels calmer. Fabulous. Fabulous. Think about that then for the grounding potential. When you're scattered, when you're not feeling centered, picking up a rock or picking up a natural object, a life form, picking that up and holding that and grounding through that, sharing energy with that. Imagine creating a practice of this, a ritual, a routine of this. Every day I connect with an object or three objects, a life form, a being. Maybe it's going outside and putting your hand on a tree in your yard and just exchanging energy with that tree. And feeling, Cheryl's saying she doesn't like the squirrels because they eat her birdseed. True, but notice how we've invaded their space. They need to be somewhere. When things get difficult with them, Lucy's a tree hugger too. Awesome, awesome. When we commune with them, when we connect with them, things can maybe go differently. Maybe you put a pile of birdseed elsewhere for them. They're just trying to live. They're just trying to live. And when we make it easier for them to live, if they have the choice of, I'm going to come and raid your bird feeder, or I'm going to forage and work harder, kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? I'm going to go to the bird feeder because it's handy, it's easier. I'm going to do that. Human beings tend to do that too, don't they? What's the easiest path? What's the easiest path? So again, just connecting with these life forms, whether we view them as life or not. Rocks. Many people wouldn't view a rock as a life form. I do. Other people may not. But taking the time to breathe consciously, to relax, to connect with what's in your natural environment. Again, we're going to treat it much better when we honor it, when we connect with its energy, when we allow, right? And again, as human beings, we tend to be pretty arrogant. All of this stuff is here for me to use, right? We can shift our energy a little bit when we harvest something, whether it's animal, vegetable, whatever. Honoring that, giving thanks for that, appreciating that it is giving its life for us to continue life. I love the native way of doing that. Before they harvest something, they ask permission, and then they show gratitude. Love that. That's a beautiful way of doing this, and would make us, again, much more attentive to what we're doing. We wouldn't waste as much food that way, would we? I'm going to let this rot in my refrigerator, and then I'm going to throw it out. Does that sound how we would like to treat a life form? Nope. Nope. Yes. Aware and grateful for the water you are drinking. Bless the water you're drinking and then drink it. What a benefit to you, what a benefit to the water, right? Think about, I'm just going to pick one. Pick a molecule of water right now, a molecule of water, and think about where all that has been. It's probably been a cell in an animal. It's probably been a part of a tree. Good morning, Linda. It's probably been many other forms, and it moves into, through, and out of form, like we all learned in school, right? Miraculous to think about that. To think that all the cells in my body at this very moment, at one point, were cells in other things. Pretty interesting. Again, the connection. Again, the connection. So, when we appreciate and honor the life form in everything, and my sister just dropped in an image of a picture of some flowers. Every day she sends me a picture of flowers that she sees on her walks with her dogs, me and several other people. Life forms. Life forms. So, that is your mission for today. I want you to go forth and honor all of the life forms that you come across. A blade of grass, a caterpillar, a butterfly, been seeing a lot of those lately, a goose, whatever it is, a tree, a cloud. I want you to honor the life forms. You can just send some energy with your hand. You can feel an exchange of energy. You can do this process that we just did again and again and again and again. And I think it's going to shift your perspective on life. I think it's going to be amazing. So, just want to remind everybody, for those of you who like to get the early morning intuitive guidance via email, some of you may not be signed up yet, you can send the word yes to Bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, all little letters, all spelled out, Bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, and I will add you to the list. There's 70 plus of you now getting it as an email also. So if you miss a day, if something isn't working with Facebook, blah, 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 you have other options. I also do post it on my LinkedIn page and my YouTube channel. So you have options in terms of finding the early morning intuitive guidance. But go forth, commune with nature, have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Again, remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.